The biggest challenge we face is the understanding of a new industry and how best we can utilize it, but at the same time looking and caring about the environment. That is the biggest challenge that we face. My name is Tanata Itenge Mvula. I'm born and bred Namibian. I'm a teacher by profession. Currently, I'm a special advisor to the Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare. What is the unique selling point of Namibia? I believe it is two things. It's the peace that we have, and it is the location where we are.
Namibia is a good place to operate. It's friendly people, it's run well, the country's run well, infrastructure is very good, and generally, particularly from a mining point of view, it's a real good place to be.
This is certainly going to be a significant new industry for Namibia, and certainly a new industry from the sea phosphate mining perspective. There is no other project in the world where phosphate is dredged from the ocean and brought to shore. So it's certainly going to be a fantastic new industry, with Namibia leading the way to the rest of the world.
At this stage, we've just completed what we call the definitive feasibility study. That basically means that estimating that's your last stage before you actually get into the final design of a mine.
The project is basically dredging phosphate from the seabed offshore from Walvis Bay, about 40 kilometers to the west, and 140 kilometers south of Walvis Bay. And this natural phosphate will then be used to produce into rock phosphate, which will be exported into the market.
So there will be a hopper dredger that will dredge at sea, collect material into its chamber. It will then travel to the shoreline, where it will then, the shoreline will end up, basically the point of discharge will be about 20 kilometers south of Walvis Bay. That is just around or on the south of the saltworks area. The dredger comes, it discharges into a pond system, which is designed to keep sufficient capacity for a certain cycle, and then the dredger goes back and forth between the ponds and the mining area at sea.
And from the buffer pond area, it will be pumped through a slurry pipeline about 25 kilometers towards Walvis Bay area, where the processing plant is. And the processing plant is the third component, basically, where through a washing and screening process, you then take out the rock phosphate from the resource. And that will, from there, it will be then shipped to Walvis Bay harbour, and through the harbour it will be exported to the market out in the world.
In addition to that, obviously bearing in mind that the project is a marine project, we have our environmental responsibilities, both from a marine and terrestrial perspective, that obviously we take very seriously, and will ensure we have as little impact as possible on the local community and local environments.
The thinking is to take about 12 to 18 months construction. That's what the construction of the mine, and then it will take about 3 years ramping up to full production. Those are the plans as is at this stage, and we're going to start producing about a million tons of phosphate to then 3 million, I think, after 3 years.
Looking at it from a shareholder perspective and also a Namibian perspective, it will obviously create a number of jobs. It'll create wealth within Namibia through the contributions made to the government through the taxation process and the royalty processes, and also it'll also have its social benefits.
Namibia will be the 7th biggest resources of phosphate. Now, that is something, but it will be only something if it comes into production.
This project is a very exciting project. I think it's different from any other mining projects going on in the country at this stage, and it's going to open up a lot of doors.
It is one of the richest deposits of phosphate in the world, And the project will be the first of its kind in the world. So that is very exciting.
If I remember in the words of the founding father, that is exactly what he is saying. That we at least try to be self-sufficient in areas that we can. And I believe that in food production, we can feed the 2 million in Namibia. It's not rocket science.
There's a great opportunity in the phosphate market worldwide. There's a need for food in the world. There's a great demand. I think we all understand the statistics around the world. China, India, even Africa itself. There's a need for food. And fertilizer, or phosphate rather, is one of the key ingredients in most fertilizers in the world.
Phosphate is critical to food safety for Namibia, for SADC, for Africa, and indeed for the whole world.